guys? Welcome to Black Scout Survival. I just saw this come up on the interwebs. So apparently last night, Kamala Harris posted this letter from Tucker Carlson, or just signed Tucker. And she goes on and says that, Tucker, thank you for writing to me. While we may not agree on every issue, we both know that every person in our nation should have the freedom to live safe from gun violence. The majority of Americans stand with us to support a common sense gun safety legislation. Now let's pop up the letter so we can read it. It says, Vice President Harris, one of my absolute favorite things in America is how people of different backgrounds and beliefs have the freedom to communicate with each other. We are so blessed to live in a country where the greatest currency is free-flowing exchange of ideas. In America, we are blessed with the ability to come together on common ground. In the spirit for establishing common ground, even though I'm fairly conservative and we may have our disagreements, I'm writing to express my gratitude for yours and President Biden's effort to establish common sense gun safety laws. Owning firearms is every American constitutional right. Like all things, there needs to be reasonable regulation like age restrictions, background checks, and mental health screenings. Thank you for heading the White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention and for the years and President Biden's push for common sense gun safety laws. I look forward to seeing what the Biden-Harris administration accomplishes in this regard. All the best. God bless. Tucker. So obviously the first thing that sticks out is Tucker's praise for free speech. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have all but destroyed the First Amendment and within our country today, using big tech to essentially silence Americans. Some Americans even wound up in prison for their quote unquote free speech under various lawfare attacks and shadow banning like we experienced. And there was even a guy sent to prison for a meme, right? During the Biden administration and during Hillary Clinton too, if you recall. So people are going to jail for memes. But anyway, Tucker Carlson did respond. And he posted this. He wrote, letter from a fan. Dear Tucker, I can't believe I'm writing you this letter. But here goes. Honestly, I never thought we had all that much in common. Since college, I've considered myself moderately progressive in the sense that I don't believe in law enforcement, national borders, or the right of American citizens to exercise fundamental human autonomy. You seem like you were coming from a totally different place. I thought I disagree with you and everything. Boy, was I wrong. The other night I was looking at the internet and saw your conversation with Bobby Kennedy Jr. There wasn't a word I disagree with. No, not one. I turned to Montel and I said I was very wrong about this man. So very wrong. The way he talks, he's so bold and wise and strong. He's immovable like a towering oak tree in the windstorm. He sways gently but never breaks. His trunk is so broad and firm and rooted to the earth, I can't imagine the size of his root ball. I was so impressed. So thank you. You've shown me something about myself, about the world, and I will never forget it until we meet. XOXO Kamala. So shots fired over the bow. Anyway, that wasn't bad enough. They put this letter through AI generator and it come back 100%, right? So 100% AI generated letter, and essentially they took and wrote it by hand to make it look authentic. It seems like the majority of Harris's campaign is AI generated, right? What is even real about this lady? Look at her crowds here. Everyone looks like a zombie. Number one, disfigured faces. This guy's got 3 arms. There's glitch eyes, but tons of just AI generated stuff. That her whole campaign is AI. Now, the funny thing is that when you go look about her campaign being AI, you see Trump falsely claims that the crowds seen at Harris rallies are fake. The former president in a series of social media posts said that Vice President Kamala Harris had used AI technology to create images of fake crowds at her events. Well, you just saw, and we've seen dozens of those. It's hard to find them on Google now because they pretty much Google is in cahoots with the Biden administration, or Biden-Harris campaign, or Harris campaign, I should say. And so they've essentially helped, with the election by trying to get rid of all the AI generated stuff that they were posting on social media. Even so, one of the AI generators that work for Harris tagged himself as making the photos. But you can't find this stuff because Google, they're involved, just like Meta and stuff. Meta said, Zuckerberg said he wished he would not have, interfered with the elections and but you still go on there and you can't post stuff. You lose followers magically on Instagram. Every time I turn on Instagram, that it's a dying platform. It's a dying. The thing is, I don't think these social media companies understand that free speech is instrumental to content creation, and if you remove that, your platform will die, and you will essentially go out of business. Twitter was headed that way until Elon Musk took over, right? Because it was highly censored. But Tucker said, "Do people actually think I sent a handwritten letter to Kamala Harris endorsing gun confiscation?" He said, "That's moronic." He said, "I've got a gun on me right now." But the biggest tale about this, I want you to understand, is that she's not running against Tucker Carlson. Why would the Harris campaign, Harris Waltz campaign, why would they take the time and effort to go against Tucker Carlson? She's not running against him. He's not even a politician. What this should tell you as an American, free speech was the first, right? Then the second, firearms. The first because the founding fathers knew, because they battled this against Britain. They had essentially underground newspapers to spread information. That's why they made it number one, free speech. Because without it, and communists always remove free speech first. We're already headed in that trajectory, but she's not running against Tucker Carlson. And Tucker Carlson is not a politician. What this should tell you as an American, that free speech and the threat of the truth from people with platforms is the greatest threat against the Marxist. Us using social media is their biggest threat. It's not any politician. It's us and the freedom of speech. And that's why it's so sacred. That's why I can't understand why a lot of people won't get behind everyone who uses their platforms to speak. I see multiple guys that run businesses, right? That's a separate. They're not politicians. They're not running political channels. Their channel was based on their business, similar to me. My channel is based on my business, which is Survival Tactical Gear. But I use my platform to try to spread truth. It's kind of like Andy Frisella. He sells supplements, but he's always spreading truth. He uses his time and his platform and his voice to fight against these people. And then you see people smack talking Andy Frisella. It's wild. Smack talk me. It's wild. John Willis over at SOE Gear. He uses his platform. He makes nylon tactical gear. And he's had haters forever. But it's wild to me because this is the biggest threat. They know it. The Marxists know it. And you should know it too. That's why I even battled YouTube today from the video the other day. If you go into my feed, it's actually showing up, and I kind of got snarky with a guy. He's like, "This video is old news." It's because he can't see a new video. I went up to my own feed. They hadn't shown the past 4 videos. I saw a video from last week. That was the only one I could find. We're their biggest threat. And if you believe by clicking on this video, Tucker Carlson was in favor of gun control, I got some property to sell you. Remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.